Welcome to Yoga with Laura Ashland, back for another session. The next 3 sessions that we will have will be for seniors. It is working more in the standing plane, maybe mid-plane. It's very difficult sometimes It's very difficult sometimes for seniors to be on the floor and to be getting up again and down again and up again and down again and so on. So this is going to be some very simple, easy movements for you at home. This is for 50 and up folks. So you are not allowed to watch this session if you are under the age of 50. That was a joke. And here we go. And thank you again for subscribing to my YouTube channel, for sharing the YouTube channel, and for viewing and passing it along to friends and family. We can do it together. Everyone can do it in their homes, individually, and still feel like there's a wonderful guide for you to be safe. So at first, we're going to stand about hip-width apart. And what I may do for this piece is I may end up doing each section kind of around a 360 so that you can see the movement. Okay, so I will move 4 times. We're going to stand with our hip width apart, nice light piano toes, the ball and the heel pressed in, slight bend of the knee. We're going to bring the elbows up as high as the shoulder. So not here, not lower, but as much as you can do to get the elbow as high as the shoulder, pressing the palms together. Even this becomes a seal. If you find you press your palms together, you begin to increase the musculature of the pectoralis here in the chest. Plus you kind of wake up that core a little bit. So we will inhale and head out. It's just going to be the thoracic spine and the upper shoulder girdle. Inhale, come out. Follow along. Exhale, return. 2 more times. Inhale, out. Exhale as you come back. Keep pressing the palms. Keep the elbows high. 1 more. Inhale, come out. Exhale, return. Now taking it off to the side of the mat so you can see from this direction. Often it's difficult to see just 2-dimensional. It would be nice to have a 360 camera so that you could see. Inhale, follow the tips of the fingers out. Any amount as long as you continue to challenge. Exhale, return. Inhale, come out. Exhale, back to center. And 1 more. Inhale, come out, lift, twist. Exhale, return. And again from the back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Elbows are lifted all the way. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And last side. Relax the shoulders. We don't want to hike them up to the ears. We want to make sure those shoulders draw down the spine. Inhale as you go out. Exhale. Keeping both kneecaps facing straight ahead. Isolate the movement of thoracic spine, your rib cage, and your shoulder girdle, and also the cervical spine, your neck. 1 more. Inhale, take it out. Exhale, return. Inhale, Bring the elbows together, all the way up, any amount. Exhale, forward fold, and rest the arms. So here in this wonderful prayer squat, we will go ahead and also rest the low back. We're going to hold here for a few breaths. Notice the neck, skull all in line. Nice flat back. Couple more breaths. Let the belly be soft and hang to the thighs. Now we're going to go ahead and take the arms away. So we'll come back almost like a skier going down a hill. And a few breaths here. Squeeze your legs. Relax your face. And one more. Inhale all the way up. Nice extension in the legs. It feels very good to keep this extension. Exhale, hands to the heart. Couple of breaths. Stand in balance. Slight bend in the knee, a lift of the kneecaps. And then you can meet me again face to face, or you can continue to stay on any side. We're going to go ahead this time and do 2 rotations out to the side, but with more rotation now, almost low thoracic and a little bit of the upper lumbar. So we're going to inhale. I'm going to go ahead and make a fist and a thumb, and I'm going to follow my thumb out. Exhale, return. Remember, this entire 180 degrees is yours. Maybe you're only going to the 90 degree, or to the 110, or to the 120. And return. And we'll just do one more on this side. Keeping the wrist, the elbow as high as shoulder. Inhale, come out. Follow your thumbnail or the wrinkle on the skin, and back. Let your eyes do a lot of the movement here. Your eyes will take your skull. One more. Inhale to come out. Exhale, returning, and note from the waist down how it is staying nice and stable in one direction. Let's take the thumb up. Continue to look with the eyes. Again, that's Ajna Grata, the eye and digit or thumb, tip of thumb focus. And then we'll take it all the way down. Nice. Turning again. Inhale, come up. All the way out. Any amount. Pay attention to the shoulder as you're exhaling and returning. Limb as high as the head of the shoulder. Inhale, take it out. Exhale, come back. And one more time, this direction. And back. And last one, facing the opposite so that you can see from this side. Nice bend in the legs, still that nice Pada Bandha foot seal. Bringing the tailbone under, bringing Uddiyana, the lock of the belly, rising up and locking. Inhale, follow the thumb out. Slow, controlled. powerful, and grace. This is 2. Inhale out. Exhale back. Last 1. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, follow it all the way down. And relax the shoulders. So here in the twists, what we tend to do is everything turns. See the twist in the knee. So it becomes a little bit of a golf swing, right? I have a knee bent to give me more space for that hip to open here. And then, of course, a reverse. So it tends to be more of a leg and the hip socket movement. And here, in these last twists that we just did, we're really isolating the upper back. And again, with YouTube and the chant, you can always come back and do this again and pay a little bit more attention to what's happening in the body. So the twist is coming from the upper body, all rib cage, obviously cervical spine. But notice the hips and the knees are still facing straight ahead. So that's the challenge. How can these hips stay straight ahead? And then opening backwards here with this arm, you get a wonderful stretch here in the pecs here. Okay, very nice. So just pay mind to that, my seniors. Okay, very nice. Now this time we're going to go ahead and take the elbows close to each other. We're going to exhale and find a standing cat. And then inhale and come up any amount you wish. You can also do this in a chair. You can do all of these things in a chair. But sometimes standing adds balance to the situation. So it's a little bit more challenge because this is what we lose as we get older is our balancing. Exhaling, coming to the cat. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, coming to the cat. And if it's too much to get the shoulders together, you can always open them here or here. If this draws too much stretch from the back and something we're working toward and you're more comfortable here, exhale, cat. Inhale. Lift, and again, this is any amount. All along this range, you will have your get-off place, right? Very nice. Alrighty. Back to the shoulders a little bit. What I'd like us to practice is, we've done this in one of the earlier sessions, we were turning the thumb down and we were spinning it up. As you circle sweep the arms, an extension, we're going to bring the hands out to the side. Palms are down here. Once my hand is at shoulder height, I want to turn the palm and then lift and reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. And again, on this side. Hands are extended out, palms are down, but then to reach and extend just a little bit farther. You'd want to turn those palms up. You can look up, or you can look straight ahead, or maybe some of you would look down a little bit. Whatever is comfortable for your neck. And again, hands to the heart. Very nice. Keeping the palm down all the way to the top. This is not a good thing for the shoulders to do. Even though they're able to do it palm to palm, you're impinging the shoulder head here, and you're kind of just pinching and scrunching the top of the shoulder, so we want to keep that nice and open. So we don't want to necessarily come up this high and have that palm facing outward to the left. So remembering to turn the palm up, freeing the shoulder head a little bit more to the back, and have less impingement, because now this is more open than this. And even with the palm up, this still becomes a little bit of impingement for people, so be very, very careful with your shoulders. Now we have done this nice lifting and lowering, so let's just roll those shoulders back a couple of times, and then we'll roll them forward. And again, the other one. A lot easier to take a backward movement. And again, I'm just turning to show you the different directions. You can certainly stay just where you are. Both up, out to the side like a gate, repress down, come circle in again, up, a little bit of a retraction of the shoulder blades, depression of the shoulder blades, and back to normal. And then reversing. I'm bringing them lifted, extending them, bringing them forward. Not quite protraction, but opposite of the retraction. And around. Less range when we take our arms and our shoulders in a circle forward motion. Very nice. Alrighty, seniors, we need strength and we need balance. So for us today, we're going to do a chair pose, and you can sit in a chair, and that may help, but to challenge yourself a little bit, we want to go down into Utkatasana. Utka means fierce or powerful. So yes, this is a very powerful piece, and I want you to be able to see here what happens to the tailbone. So as we bend in, I did bring my tailbone out a little to lower the knee. I got a little more action in the knee because my hip girdle got out of the way a little bit. But I don't want to sit in chair pose with this, again, pinching of the lumbar area here. I want to keep that nice and open. So if you could watch my hand, as you exhale, you're going to draw the tailbone underneath, and you really feel that wonderful zip up. That's Udi again. Udi is just short for Uddiyana Bandha. And that is a nice lift here. That broadens the muscles in my back. And as soon as things come around from the back, it tightens the abdominals in the front. So expansion, contraction, all from the action of coming down under at the tailbone and almost pulling through front and lifting up to lock it in. So this is a much safer chair, a more comfortable chair. And if you wish to bring the arms up, we will hold here. You can look up to the thumbs. You could look directly ahead, lengthen the neck, no pinching here. Or you could even look down at the chin to open up this neck, will relax the neck muscles, which will relax your face. So chair posture. Many seniors are challenged to have both arms straight up at the same time. So lower one hand, or let it just float here. And then switch sides. And work one arm at a time if that feels more comfortable for you. Also, another option for the arms, there's so many wonderful creative things to do with the arms, is prayer here. And relax the shoulders down. Instead of lifting and reaching and tightening and getting this all tense, we don't really want to stay for several breaths until kind of that power comes in. We're already ready to release the posture and do something else because it's uncomfortable for us. So find your comfort and build. Utkatasana, chair posture. On your next inhale, reach to the ceiling, extend the knees, and bring in your hands to center. Now let's work a little bit with extension. Even though we're extending, we don't want to be tilting back. We don't want to flare out my rib cage. I still want to keep the rib cage rather neutral. It feels like they're dropping in a little bit, but actually they're very neutral. More power here in the intercostals and all the abdominal muscles in the front of the body. So even with extension, lifting back all the time is not necessarily the best thing. Best to keep the pelvic girdle neutral. Now, in your mountain pose, just breathe about 3 nice deep breaths. Again, a slight bend in the knee, active in the feet, pressing down into the earth, making a footprint into that mat. Squeezing the legs, drawing up Udi, relaxing and broadening the back, relaxing the shoulders, and even this is a balance. Couple breaths more. Your breath, long or short, just be natural in your breathing. A big inhale to prepare for our next shape. Exhale, I'm going to go ahead and come down a little lower. I don't want my knees to go too far over the ankles. I want to press the ankles back so that they're almost in line at the knee. If you need help here, hold a beautiful kitchen counter. Kitchen counters are a perfect height to hold yourself for balancing and practicing, or certainly a chair. But I'm going to press those knees back and have this nice flat back here, and then we're just going to swim. So I'm going to rotate a little bit and let your palms be whatever direction feels good. Play with it and do both. Have that nice sound of the water while you're swimming. And one more set. Then leaning in, picking up the heels, bringing your feet back behind you, and find your down dog. Relax. It feels good after chair posture and prayer squats and our little swimming to extend the legs to dog. Now to come from dog into the lowering the knees to all fours, I'm going to look ahead, lean, shoulders stop at the wrists. My feet have picked up, and I'm going to use now my toes and the ball of my foot to control the descent of the knee. And maybe not touching the mat right away, waiting till you hover just above the mat and then let that knee rest. So seniors, as we're working ourselves down, notice we didn't get up and down and up and down. We did a lot of work standing. And now once we're down, we're down. And we know what that's like, right? Yoga helps us to be agile enough to descend and get to the ground and crawl on the ground. And then also how to get up. Okay? So here we are in a nice Dandasana, right? This is our staff posture. So we're just working on sitting with a straight spine and a nice neutral chin. And holding here, flexing the feet. And then bringing your hands to prayer at the chest. here we are sitting in that same elbow height. We're going to twist out on an inhale and then lengthen the arms. Bring them back. Exhale, return. 2 more. Inhale, come out. Lengthen the arms. Any amount. Bring it back to prayer hands. Exhale, return. Inhale, take it out. Open the arms. Now that my arms are as high as shoulders, it is palm up. And back. Exhale, return. Good. Shake it out. Other side. Inhale, follow it out, slow. Don't be in a hurry to reach the end. Open it up. Exhale, bring it back. And return. Stay lifted. 2 more. Inhale, take it out. Open. Exhale. Return. Last one. Inhale. Open. Exhale, return hands to prayer. And re-rotate. Shake it out a little bit. Let those arms relax. Now today, for our seniors, we're going to go ahead and bring the knees up, and you'll be about hip width apart here. I'm going to take the opposite arm, so my right arm is going to lean in toward the left leg, hold behind, and begin to just come forward here as much reach as you have. Inhale, come up. Exhale, reach. Inhale, come up. Maybe your reach is at the knee, or the calf, the ankle, or the mat. Any of these work just fine. And switch sides. So always inhaling as you rotate spine back. Prepare the opposite. My left arm is going inside the right leg. I do want to brace back here. You can also put a block back here. If you have a very long spine and a long waist but short arms, sometimes these blocks are very helpful. They press you forward. Instead of this, we're here. Big difference. So if you need to have a block, please use so. Big inhale. Exhale. Reach forward. Inhale, come away. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back up. Rotate all the way back to neutral. Very nice. Here's where we want a forward fold. So we can take our arms inside, or we can take them outside. We just want to kind of slide in a little bit and forward fold. If I bring my arms in, I kind of took away some space. This coming out stopped me from moving farther. So when I brought that shoulder girdle in, I'm able to go a little bit farther. This is a wonderful piece here. We're going to take this to one more level. We're going to take the feet, heel, toe. Slide any amount wherever you are. Maybe you're here. This is fine. Maybe you're lower. And we're going to press the legs open. Use the legs to bring the arms together. There's a cat. Inhale, opening up, press the legs open. Exhale, press the arms together, round the back. Inhale, open up nice and long. One more. Exhale. Inhale, lift. On an inhale, release. Pick up your legs and bring them together. Hands at the side of the hip. Heels are in. Toes are free. Feet are free. If I try to move with my feet on the mat, it's going to stop me from the movement. So I'm going to bring my heel up, and I'm going to press my hip forward onto that talus bone. Decide where I want to be on the mat. Bring out the legs a little bit farther and begin to come down. If you need to come down, forearm, forearm, that's fine. Any way to come down, but watch that we don't plunk our spine down. You still want to come down with control. Once we lower to the mat, we'll go ahead and bring the legs up. And again, as we age, we suffer from circulation, and the blood tends to pool in the tiny little veins. Not enough oomph to pump the blood back to the heart. So it's always nice to get the legs up in the air and just let the blood flow down these columns. If you're here, this is fine. If you have a strap, this is another fine thing to do. At home, we're going to do some legs up the wall in a session in the future. But even at home, if you're okay to put your feet on the wall, maybe you could have a towel, that you could also have your legs inverted against the support of a wall. No problem. So straight, bent. Now we're going to go ahead and just cross the legs, press them in. Bent leg if needed, and then switch sides, cross the other side. Activate the feet, activates the legs. If the feet are all kind of just hanging out, floaty feet, the legs get very dense, very heavy, they get very lazy. But when the feet fire up and wake up, it wakes up the legs too. Notice the dot in the forehead and the dot in your chin. Make a line, an invisible line. That line is parallel to the floor. This is used in other places too in our postures. It keeps the neck in line with spine. We'll go ahead and lower the legs down. That feels really good, of course. And we'll take a nice gentle bridge posture. We want to exhale, drop in with that low back. Feel it's nice and flat. Some of the energy not only came from the belly lowering down, but the feet pressing into the mat also lengthened and drew that spine flatter to the floor. And we're just going to do one little baby lift. We're not even going to try to get up into bridge pose. Again, this is for maybe someone's brand new. You're 65 years old and you're brand new, or you're 50 or you're 95 and you want to move the body. How can I move it in the slightest moments and still practice being strong, flexible, have good balance, and have grace? And one more. I'm exhaling to flatten and inhaling to rise. Again, I'm not going very far, just a little bit. And our last one before we do our final relaxation, we're going to do what's called Baddha Konasana. Baddha means to bind or bound. Kona is angle, so Baddha Kona. Asana is always the posture, so Baddha Konasana. This is wonderful for opening up the lymphatic glands here and just allowing wonderful blood flow. You're also getting a great stretch in the adductors, You are contracting the IT band and some of the muscles in the upper thigh here. You can certainly put something underneath that leg if you need it to help support, just right here at the thigh. And allow the leg to fall into that block, or pillows from home. You have pillows on your bed or on your couch. Stuff them underneath here. A wonderful way to open the adductor muscles there. And get a nice flush. Keeping the spine flat. If I decide to get the knees a little bit more open, you're going to see an arch in the spine. I can put my hands under there. That's okay for a moment or two to get a little bit more extension in the inside of the muscular tissue here. But when we make the spine a little flatter, and I can feel my back pinched, my hands nice and flat, it brought the legs up. So somewhere in the middle where you feel the legs are relaxing and opening in this bound angle, but also a full flat spine on the mat, as flat as possible. And it's always a process. I am pressing the ball of my foot together and the heel of my foot together, and I'm flaring out my toes. That pressing stabilizes my hip, and then inside stability of foot, stability of hip, inside becomes mobility of leg. Bound angle, or the West calls it the butterfly pose, but what happens, I see a lot of people flapping their wings. That can be very risky. First of all, you're confusing the muscles. Should I be tightening or expanding, right? Contracting, expanding, contracting, expanding. So their process, their intelligence is very confused. So stay in a posture. Breathe into the posture. Relax your body into these postures, and you'll have a quality movement rather than some kind of quantity where we're rushing and moving out of things too quickly. So these butterfly wings are very quiet. This can be from 30 seconds to 5 minutes. Now I'm taking the hands outside of the thighs. These are already vulnerably stretching out. I don't want them to become weightlifters. So I'm going to take my hands on either side of the thigh and let my arms and hands bring my legs together, or certainly aid in much of that coming together. And you might want to draw the legs up a little closer to the heart and just do this nice rolling. Core work to have the legs rolling off to the side and maybe balancing there for a moment. And not expecting them to get down to the ground, just hovering them. And then we will finish our practice by extending the feet or the heels to the corners of your mat. That's a wonderful natural width for the hips so that you can relax and sink in. Palms are up. Shoulders are slightly retracted in the back so that you feel like you are laying on a platter in the upper back, so a slight kiss of the shoulder blades. Close the eyes, have an eye pillow. Unhinge your jaw. Relax your mouth and your teeth and your gums. Soften the face. Soften the neck and the shoulders. And just follow your belly as it lifts and lowers. Namaste, seniors.